Okay. In 3, 2, welcome everybody to another episode of the One More Thing Tech podcast. Right, and right now, I need you guys to pause what you're doing. I know you're probably about to drive off to work. You just set the podcast on, right? Maybe you're in your kitchen cooking. You just set the podcast on and have something to do in the background. You're about to put the stuff on the stove or maybe start chopping some veggies. I just ask that you pause really quick and do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button.
Yes,
You don't have to
please.
leave a comment at this point in the video slash podcast. I don't know if the podcasting apps let you let me do a little bit of research. They does Apple Podcasts allow you to leave comments? That'd be a cool little feature,
I
wouldn't
think
it?
Spotify does, but not Apple, unfortunately, yet.
It doesn't look like it. But yeah, just take time, please. I'm pleading with you. Do us a solid. Anyway, welcome everybody to the One More Thing Tech podcast. As always, I'm your host, Quasi.
And I'm Adam.
And we have another packed, loaded episode for you. Today is Cyber Monday. We're going to tell you about what Apple's doing, what we purchased for Black Friday, what we did Thanksgiving. It's a lot that we did over this last weekend. And we can't wait to share it all with you. Adam, let's get started.
Okay, so Apple has some things cooking in December, but unfortunately, before we can get started with it, there is no hardware coming in December, which is okay. No, it's okay. You know why it's okay, Quasi? Because that means there's probably products that they hoped to release this month that aren't quite ready yet. And I'd rather them wait and make things right and wonderful instead of rush it and have problems with it. Because they've had a lot of problems with certain things being released, including the new iPhone. Excuse me. So we have to just get to a point where they make it more reliable and launched. So they're going to hold things back until next year. And plus, there's not too many things they release hardware-wise in December, right? It's mostly, I would say, your November time, September, and October. That's about the months that you see releases happen for hardware. Whether it's a whole event or just a newsroom update, that's about what we usually get, right? December is rare anymore with Apple, so it's okay. I'm okay with that. I want some things released, but don't have it quite yet. Let's dive into what we are.
At least in like an Apple TV. Another month without Apple products. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Apple, here's the thing about that. It's really difficult to make a huge update for Apple TV. What else can they do? The hardware is there. I will still say the NVIDIA Shield still destroys Apple because it can play things a lot better, codec support and everything else. Apple could, that's their only competitor at this point, right? So Apple at this point could just make things more on device so I could use that. And here's the other thing too. With Apple TV, they give us all the storage, right? But I can't store anything in the apps, right? It's more of like that is only storage for apps in the App Store for Apple TV. I can't save things from YouTube or other video apps. I can't plug in a flash drive locally to the back of it and put some media files and music on there to have an offline experience, right? You have to be online to use this, period. And that's kind of not the best approach, I would say. So if they can improve that with Apple TV, that'd be a good upgrade. But right now, what else can they do? That's the question.
There's not a lot hardware-wise that they can do, but software-wise,
yes, that's what they got to work on.
There's a lot of things that need to be fixed, updated, conned, right? And one of those things, iOS 26. We said it last week, right? So there are some features coming to iOS 26.2, which is launching this month. And some of those features include new offline lyrics in Apple Music.
That's nice.
Dude, it's gonna be awesome.
Urgent.
That's a feature Spotify doesn't have, so that'll be great.
Here's a question about that though, before we get too far. Is
Okay.
that going to be included with the music track file, or is it a separate file?
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question because so if I've already downloaded the music, is that going to just re-download the music with that attached to it? Kind of like a video does with subtitles, in a
Yeah.
sense. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So offline lyrics in your reminders app, there's going to be a new urgent setting. Right. So you know how you have the time on your reminders. There's going to be an urgent setting. It's probably going to remind you a lot more.
Okay.
Apple Podcasts is going to get three new features. One of those is going to
Hmm.
be a one of those is going to be automatically generated chapters. So you guys will see
I never use that.
what chapters we're talking about and thing. Then podcast mentions. So uh whatchamacallit, it's gonna let people reference your show. I think. Hold on, let me read it. Second, Apple. This is from an article from 9 to 5 Mac. It says second, Apple is improving how it handles podcast delivery through word of mouth, starting with iOS 26.2. Apple products will include the ability to see and follow mentioned podcasts right from the player and transcript. This is especially handy for listeners who want to check out a referenced podcast or show episode without searching for a link. If the feature works as advertised, it will be put it will be they will put the reference podcast link right where you need it in the moment, if
That's
that makes
nice.
sense. And then lastly, it's going to be, you know, uh, update to show notes, right? You can be able to quickly access the links that have been shared in a podcast from the episodes page, which we already kind of do for our own podcast, but, some people mention things and never put it in. On top of that, your sleep score in the health app is going to be updated. So if you wear your Apple Watch to sleep, there's going to be a new grading system.
Wish that was
Uh,
better. Hopefully this improves that.
yeah, Apple News is going to have a refreshed design in the app that should make navigation better. Apple Games is going to get three enhancements. Not that I like the Apple Games app. I've probably opened it twice,
Do you
but
use that too
I've
much?
probably opened it twice.
I
So,
mean,
fun fact, I actually opened my Mac this morning, and for some reason it was open, and I thought it was the App Store. And I was like, that's new.
do you use like Apple Arcade much or no?
So actually, Apple's been trying to push a free subscription of Apple Arcade on me, and I finally cracked on Friday, and I just took it. I was gonna see what the mobile version of 2K26 looked like this year. Spoiler alert: just play it on console. It's nice to have on my phone, but I like put it on my Mac, and the quality is so grainy on my Mac.
Is it really?
I can't get behind it on my Mac. But on my
Is it because
phone,
you're not
it's
using a
it's nice.
controller, or are you still?
No, I was using the controller. It's like the graphics just kind of get blown up. They don't like it looks good on your phone, but because my Mac has more pixels and a bigger screen, I can see more than I can see on my phone if that makes sense. And it just doesn't look particularly stunning.
Okay.
Or maybe
And
I'm
we don't have
just
to go. Sorry, go ahead.
so I was saying maybe I'm just not biased. What's the word? Maybe I'm just a console player and I've been blessed with great graphics. So I don't know.
Gotcha. And as much as this has a bunch of things, we're gonna go through some of these and not every single one because it is a massive list and it might take the whole episode just to talk about this. But I want to bring up
Oh,
some of
okay.
these, as Quasey was talking about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, so we also here's a feature that is coming to iPad OS. That's going to be the drag and drop multitasking that's coming back. They took that away, and I don't know why. I'm not a huge
I
fan
also
of
don't
that
know why.
because
I wasn't
that
a
was
huge
really
fan of them taking it
nice.
away either. It was one of my, or I don't want to say one of my favorite features because it was just one of the most convenient features,
Well, did it
if that
not
makes
work
sense.
well? Is that
It
why
worked
they
so
had to?
well.
Okay, well, I mean, we are talking about Mac OS. Quasi, at this point, it seems like Mac OS is far more stable than iOS.
Yeah, I definitely think Mac OS was the best implementation of
There,
the
yeah.
26 series, if that makes
Now,
sense.
I will say iPad OS 26 is also it's probably better than iOS still, not by a whole lot, but it's functional. It works a little better, I think, as a whole. Right? It's more polished. Now iOS, I don't know. Like it's so interesting to me that the same person in charge of Mac OS, iPad OS, and iOS doesn't quite make it all fluid, right? There was a time where we would see iPad OS, Mac OS, and iOS work so well together. And now we don't see that, like, you know, that little flick function, they can just flick something to your Mac from your phone or your iPad. Does that work as well as it used to anymore? I used to have that.
I don't use that feature. I know what you're talking about. Where you can like grab
Yeah.
something on your phone and then paste it
Does
on
that, like, I
your
mean,
Mac
I,
or
I
your
don't think that
iPhone.
works like it used to as well. That's why
It
I've been
probably
told.
does. I haven't used it
See, you're
in a
spoiled, Quasi. You don't even
while.
utilize it.
I'm a huge
Anyway,
copy and paste kind of guy all of a sudden.
which is okay. I mean, it's just something that they had that was nice, right? And,
Right.
I just wish they would just do some of that stuff. But that's about the biggest change that we're going to see in iPad OS, which is a great change. I'm actually very happy to see that. But Tahoe, Quasi's going to talk about some Tahoe stuff, which is not a whole lot, but there's something at least.
Well, there's not too much to fix on Tahoe, if that makes sense.
They're just really
Um,
adding a feature, basically, right? I mean, Edge Light
so
feature.
would you believe that my tab just like disappeared? I don't know where it went. Give me half a second. Okay, just don't open them. That's cool. I'll try and
Oh,
open them again. Here we
it's
go.
actually a very nice feature they're going to be adding to it.
Yep. So it's called Edge Light.
Ooh,
No,
that's a nice feature.
Quasey. What the heck is Edge Light? Well, ladies
Let's
and
show
gentlemen,
them.
glad you've asked.
Let's show them the screenshot because it's a better representation of what they're going to do with this.
So you
I
actually have to
like
bear
it.
with me. I have
Oh, you muted yourself.
it's,
There you go, back.
I didn't. So fun fact, I didn't even touch anything. I don't know why it muted me. I think
Interesting.
technology is just on the fritz today. So this is
Oh,
the Edge Light feature, right? As you can see,
super
Dorothy
nice.
Spencer is in sort of a dark room, right? And really, the only light that's hitting her face should be her MacBook screen. But her face is really bright. So does she have her MacBook on super ultra brightness mode? No. The new feature illuminates your facial features to be able to show. Hold on, let me find a way to put this. It just makes your it looks like a, you know how you have a like a the light, the ring light.
Yes.
It's like that, but without spending $300 and without having to set it up. If that
Yes.
makes sense.
That's very nice because essentially uses your screen's panel and just lights up certain sections to make it like a ring light, like Quasi was saying. And what a great concept that I do not think we'll ever see in Windows. They have a lot to fix
We
anyway.
might.
I mean, this morning, just to bring up a little quick backstory about what happened this morning, um, I was like 5 or 10 minutes late because of just the road conditions this morning and stuff. So I go a little bit slower, and I get in here, I get all set up, and my computer acts like it's from 1726 at 9 p.m. Like it's late and it doesn't want to work at all. And it took way too long. Like Quasi could have watched an episode of Seinfeld before this got ready.
Mm.
And I just did a reboot and it started working. So that tells me my hardware is fine. But Windows is just has
Crappy.
awful episodes of just not working like it should, like drags and goes slow and just ugh. Welcome to Windows 11. I I used to like it when it first came out, and when they first released it, and I got the beta and dev builds, it was pretty solid if you can believe it. But Windows 10 at this point was a far more polished operating system that, and Windows has a lot to fix. I mean, back to what we talked about in the past in this podcast, there's too much AI coding being done. And the issue with that is just that polish effect and like that humanized, oh, this is how it should act or shouldn't act, kind of goes away. They're just hoping that the AI does well with it. But sometimes you can't make something as good as a human can. Sometimes AI is not there yet. AI is just, it's starting to get there. It can do a lot of wonderful things, but it's not going to replace a human by far. So people have to
Not
realize
yet,
that.
at least.
I don't think even it will
might.
at all. And here's
It
why.
might.
If I say Quasi dropped his iPad mini on his foot, how
Which would
Quasi
hurt.
reacts versus someone with a steel toe shoe is going to be so different. So how is it going to know how to react in a certain way that a human does, which is vastly different between people, or the way that Quasi edits video is different than how I edit, basically, right? So
This
it's
is
just
true. And the AI edits it so much different.
it does, and it's a great.
Choppy.
It helps, right? It helps a lot, but
Yeah,
is
sure.
it all the way there? No, it's a great
It could use
assistant.
some work.
Yeah, and that's across the board. I mean, we use one right now. It does a lot of great stuff, like enhancements and stuff. It's really good at. But is it going to replace how we edit? No, not by
Probably
a long
not.
shot. That's a tangent. It went off on a whole thing. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to operating systems, I wonder why, as a whole, we're seeing like some dips in like iOS, because like this is kind of stuff I expect in like a third beta of iOS, and we're seeing like I haven't seen things fixed. That's why when I see iOS 27 going to be more polished, that's what they're going to focus on more than feature sets. I don't care if they don't release anything new, Quasi. If they can just fix issues that's on iOS and fix Siri, Apple Intelligence, stuff like that, I would be so grateful. I might buy Craig Federighi an Apple gift card just to say thank you. Like I just want that so badly because people are switching away from Apple for this very reason. Hardware is great. They have that down. Software is dipping in iOS, but just like bring some people over to the Mac side or something to get this kind of fixed. Because like year after year, the Mac OS is more polished and ready to go than iOS, but they ship more iOS units than they do Mac OS. So why are they focused on that as much? That's my question.
I don't know.
And I just want to see them do better because I know they can. They're capable. It's Apple. But why is this even allowed to be shipped the way it is sometimes, right? That's what I'm getting at. So with that said, here are some beta features that we're going to see. Oh, Quasi's favorite movie of the year, probably still to this day, F1 is coming to Apple TV December 12th is the official time. Now you can purchase this with various different Apple, of course, and Amazon and Google TV, I think it is, whatever it's called. You can purchase it right now if you want to watch it.
TV?
Well,
I've
Google
never watched
Play.
it. I know they probably have. Yeah, Google Play.
Yes. And I'll just say, it's a great movie to even buy. That's something you should just own anyway. But Apple TV is going to have this December 12th, which is really nice. I'm looking forward to that. What else are they adding? So
for Apple Arcade, they're adding 5 new games. But the only important one is really Subway Surfers Plus, which is really just Subway Surfers, but
without ads.
Without ads.
and ad purchases. Yeah, and Quasi just mentioned that he got Apple Arcade. There is a game, Quasi, and I want you to try this. It is Game Dev Story. It's on Apple Arcade. You can also purchase it, which I purchased that far long ago. It is such a good game. It was made so long ago. It is a game where you're a game developer. Not a game developer, sorry. You own a game company that makes games. And it's so incredible. Like, you might get hooked, Quasi. It's that good. And that's not my app of the week, by the way. It's just, I want to mention that. It's on Apple Arcade, so you can try that out. So that's really nice. Apple Music
I'm not seeing it, but I believe you.
It's been there this whole time. I'm not sure. Hopefully they didn't.
Let me start searching for it on my phone.
Yeah, I don't think it's for your Mac. That's probably why you don't see it there. I think it's just for iPad and for
Game
iOS.
dev story. Yep,
Okay,
Game Dev
Apple.
Story Plus. That's
Yes,
only iPhone, iPad.
your Apple Music relay is coming soon to see what you listen to, your top artist stations and categories, stuff like that. So that's kind of nice to see that. Here we go. We're not going to see the AirTag 2 for hardware, or Apple TV
Unfortunately.
4K, or HomePod Mini
Also
2.
unfortunate.
We're also not going to see the HomePad as well. This has been pushed till next year, and it's supposedly coming early next year, though. So it's like a month or two delay at most. So we'll see that it really comes to light. I think they're just holding things back because they're having some problems. They want to make it nice. So that's what I hope is the case, because I don't want to see some products that were promised and just never see them, right? AirTag 2, cannot wait. Of those right there in the list, I'm probably more excited for that than the rest of them. Hands
Really?
down. I mean, HomePad, wonderful, but I can live without that. AirTags, I use those constantly. You know, my keys aren't where I think they are, in the house or outside the house. Oh, wait, they're over here. I can ping them. So, like, I'm excited for those a lot. Like, ooh, I just can't wait. So that is kind of what's happening, what's to be expected from Apple in December. So some good updates that are coming. I cannot wait. These are confirmed, not just going to maybe happen. So that's great too. Okay, let's go to the next topic. And this is something I want Kwesi to talk about, because this is I did not expect this at all.
So Adam,
This shocked me.
let's go a little bit of backstory here. In
Okay.
2020, Apple said goodbye to its current chip, or to its previous chip maker, which was, as everybody knows, Intel, right? And they started producing. Sorry, that word was like in the back of my throat. I couldn't get it out. So Apple started producing its own chips, the M series chips, and their production partner for that was TSMC. Don't ask me what
Great
TSMC
place.
means. I'm pretty sure it's like Taiwanese semiconductors or something like that. I really don't know what it means. But we're getting reports that Apple might be rekindling its friendship with Intel for its upcoming M series chips.
And this comes from Kuomin Chi.
Is that?
That's
It's not
like,
Ming Chi Kuo.
well, that's what it says here, but I think when they say this and they say it in this order,
I know John Prosser
where
says
he's
Kuo
at,
Ming Chi.
well, but that's how his name is, like, in these, Korean, Chinese, other sites. So I think where they're at, they say it the other way around. Maybe, I don't know, but I've heard it said in multiple ways. So I don't know. We know who he is. He is the number one, by far, Apple analyst. That's probably the most accurate of all of them,
Yeah,
hands down.
great track record.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's been wrong, but more like twice. And really wasn't he was wrong, it was just delayed information. So really his track record is pretty just like perfect. So when he says this is happening, I'm excited that this is going to happen. Here's why. I'm not saying who they had now sucks. M-series chips are
Yes,
great.
they do. I'm joking.
No, like Intel is a solid contender for making chips, as we all know this. So this excites me because now we can see a shift in the M series chips to see if Intel can make them even better or as good as they are
Well,
now.
I think it's
That's
still
my
going to be
question.
Apple architecture. I think they're just going to be producing the chips.
Correct. I just it's a different manufacturer, so I just want to make sure and hope that's going to be the same retention and quality. If that makes sense of the manufacturing process. So even though it's here's Apple saying here's the stuff, make it, you still have that like TSMC and Intel touch that makes it its unique brand. If that makes sense. So, and it's interesting that they're even shifting to a different chip manufacturer, because why? Why
Well,
is the question? Is it
I
is it
think it's just the
cost?
lower end chips, but TSMC is still going to be the partner for the higher end
But
chips
okay, well, it gives them an
and
opportunity
the
to
iPhone
showcase what they can
chips.
do.
Yeah,
So I love how Apple signed an NDA with Intel, but we still know about it.
You know, it's
It
like
makes you
in the Apple industry, not the tech industry as a whole, just the Apple industry. Not NDA means absolutely nothing. It means nothing.
well,
People are gonna.
not
You
to.
know how much? You know how much money people pay for information nowadays?
Oh,
It'll
I
pay your
agree.
legal fees and then some. I'm not gonna lie. Apple's never gonna hire me, so I'm just saying. If I got news of like a brand new iPhone Fold, and everybody wanted to hear about the iPhone Fold and they wanted the features, I'm taking that paycheck.
I I think the most the Apple leaks comes from supply chain, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we might have a couple Apple employees leaking information. I don't think that happens as much as you think it does anymore. There's probably still some, or some that are doing so unwillingly, as we discovered this year. But I think this mostly comes from supply chain. So like this information is probably not, from Apple directly.
Mm,
It's so hard when you have thousands of people working on different Apple hardware in these factories to not have somebody leak that. I know that they're working very hard with Foxconn and other places to reduce that. Yeah, it's almost impossible to stop that, right? So
this
that's
is
where I think it
true.
comes from because it's a far greater chance you won't get caught because there's so many people, rather than if you walk into Apple's offices in Cupertino, with an obvious body cam for the R&D section,
Yeah, they're
and
just
like
not letting you go in.
like I think that there's a bigger chance that it's probably supply chain than actually at Apple headquarters or work from home employees. That's just my guess. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think we're seeing more of with this. Anyway, but this shocks me to see Intel come back for making Apple chips. So before, as we know, it wasn't like Apple telling them, "Hey, do this with the chips." It was just an Intel i5 or whatever it was, and it was Intel's complete everything. But now it's Apple telling Intel, "Do this exactly." So that's just a little bit of a change that I was shocked to see, for sure. So
Indeed.
it's a nice little change to Apple that I'm willing to see, and we'll see how well it works. This next one, Quasi, um, I wasn't too happy to see this, and this kind of stems
You don't like
from
your
it.
information being leaked or something?
Oh, I can't stand that. If you guys were not aware, just stem from this topic. Um, Microsoft Teams has now included with the feature to give your employers pinpoint information of your location. So it's not just geolocation, it's like damn near latitude and longitude. I'm not sure if exactly is, but it's really close to that. So like if you say, yeah, work is crazy today from home, and you're like, Kohl's shopping for Christmas instead of working, they're gonna be able to see that. So I think that kind of stems from the work from home employees, not so much like I'm in the office, I'm working on something, and you're in the bathroom, right? I'm not sure if they get into that detail, but I think it's more so that work from home is so popular these days, and people can claim they're working and doing
Yeah,
other
my older
things.
brother was telling me about that because his company uses Teams, and now they're not allowed to use it when they're at home. And it's unfortunate for him. I don't know if we have that same policy. I really don't think
We
we have it,
can. I've heard
but I really
nothing
hope not.
working in IT that we're going to implement this. Now, we might for the work from home employees though, right? And I don't think there's like a distrust. I think it's just a feature
Yeah,
they'll
there's sensitive
utilize to
stuff,
make
so
sure that certain employees or all employees are doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know what someone's gonna do to Quasi though? They're gonna here's work around with that. They don't think of this too much. So let's say that my work from home laptop is at home. But me as a person, I'm going to Wendy's.
yes.
How's it gonna know I'm at Wendy's? Let's use my phone, right?
Yeah, it
So
would have
like
to. Ooh,
that's
can
the
I?
workaround.
While we're there, can I just stop you really quick?
Sure.
So the other day, I went to Walmart, right?
Sorry to hear that.
Or actually, let me stop you there. I may or may not have went to Walmart, right? I'm not going to tell Walmart whether I did or not. We're going to cut that part. We're not going to tell Walmart whether I did or not. The issue is, right, I went to a Walmart maybe 800 miles away from the Walmart where I usually go, right? And I walk in, I'm walking around, minding my own business. I didn't take out my Walmart app once, right? I leave the Walmart. About 3 hours later, I get a email. Hey, could you tell us about your shopping experience at Walmart today? How did you know that? I
Well, they
didn't tell you I was at
utilize.
Walmart.
You know what they
And
do,
mind you,
right?
I have it on to where Walmart can only tell my location while I'm in the app. So I don't know what that's about, but I don't like how they're tracking me, and it's gonna have to stop.
Apple has a feature for retailers that is built into Apple Maps that they use, and the Maps is a location that you usually give access to all the time, right? For the most part, unless you change that.
Hmm.
Like if you go like to a Best Buy, they do this at Best Buy all the time, and
Okay,
it
but I'd be
uses
fine
your.
if it was Best Buy. I'm gonna be
No,
honest.
I'm aware, but there are. It's almost every place you can think of, right? That uses this. So it uses this functionality to tell that company that you're going to their store, right? So you could, what it was originally intended for, to my understanding, was it would say, "Hey, Wacy, you going to Target? Don't forget about the Starbucks deal today. You get a free cup of coffee during your visit, and this, right?" So they can push things as you're going to the store,
Right.
right? But they're using that for more miscellaneous things, right? Saying, "Oh, he's at this location," or "He's trying to get this." Because now it's not just like that you walked in. That was the intent. Now it's, where did Quasey go within the store? He was at the Barbie section for a little bit too long, and they're gonna think that you like Barbie, but you get some for your sister or your
Yeah, I
cousin,
could be
right?
getting.
Exactly, but they're not gonna
That's
think
whatever.
that. They're gonna think it's that you want it yourself. So now you get Barbie ads and everything else, right?
They
So
better not
like,
give me Barbie ads.
you might. I'm just saying that's what they're using it for more than anything else now. Is that? So that is why you got that, and you'll get that all the time because I'm not sure you can turn it off. I think it's just a back end feature that they have,
I
and who can
think
turn it
I
off?
will
It's probably
find a
the
way to turn
companies.
it off. It's
I
probably like
hope you
if I
can.
turn off location services in total, but like that's a
Oh
lot.
well, yeah, but then they use
It's
Bluetooth.
actually really not a lot of work. You just go turn off
No,
location services, and
it's
I'm
really
sure
not.
it'll do it for you.
But here's the other thing, though. Back to our topic. Along with people tracking you, Google is starting to share your text messages with your employer. Now you may be asking
Only the
why.
ones that you do on work phones, though. Your personal devices will not be affected.
Correct. Thanks for clarifying for that. Yes. This is not just like your personal Android phones at work that can track you. This is an MDM managed device, meaning so work provides you this phone to do texting and work stuff. So that means that with managed services, they can read those texts that you have. And really, if you're using your work phone for personal use, it's kind of on you. You shouldn't
Yep,
be doing
it's
that. You
on
have
you.
another device for that, unless that's your only device for some reason, right? And maybe you're an old timer has a flip phone. Now you have this smartphone now, and you're using it for that. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. So what I'm saying is, just know that I'm not saying that your company is going to do that for sure, but there's going to be a new option for them to do that with the new RCS archival on Pixel phones and other Android phones as well. So just make you guys aware of this. And I have to hope that if your place of work gives you a work phone and it happens to be an Android phone, that they would at least disclose this information to you. They probably should be forced to disclose that if they're going to do that. I can't say they're going to, though. That's kind of up to them. And just so you guys know, too, this function of being able to read your texting and stuff like that, too, can also be done for iPhones. Not trying to bash Google here. If you have the correct MDM service with Apple, you can do the same thing with Apple as well. That's if the employer chooses to do that. And they do it because of just privacy reasons. What if you are a company and people are leaking your information? Now you can see that. Okay, so just so you guys know what's going on there. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, Wasey, because
All
people
right.
are starting to get mad about our topics today.
So
Oh,
another
not going either.
non-Apple one. Adam was having trouble with his Windows computer this morning, and I just thought
It
that we
was
should bring that up.
making me so mad.
I was gonna throw a jab at him and be like, maybe it's this update. It's not the update, ladies and gentlemen, because this update just is meant to inconvenience the user, right? So this update is, you
Bad
know,
update.
it
Bad
was a
one.
security. It wasn't a crucial security or performance update. It was
It's
just
a
an
KB.
update, right? Meant to secure some. Maybe there was a bug somewhere that you haven't found yet. But in issuing this update, Windows somehow managed to break the password thing. So now it's really hard for you to type in your password because they made the password icon invisible, right?
Well, the whole
Now,
box.
yeah.
And
So
the mention icon, it's a box. Now, I don't know about you, but Quasi, when you do use Windows computer, have you memorized the exact pixel X and Y
where it
coordinates
is?
of
No,
where the actual password box starts? Because
no.
I haven't. And if you do know that, it doesn't help you because no one's going to count the pixels on a computer to find it. So
This is
the
true.
fact the box itself is gone, Quasi, it's not really gone, it's just not showing up. It's still there, just like behind, I think, the wallpaper or something. And you can still type in it, but you can't see what you're typing.
This is true,
What
and
a
that's annoying.
terrible bug. That's terrible. It's
Very
almost like
annoying.
saying this: do you want some sunglasses? Well,
Yeah,
one of those
sure.
sunglasses will be completely blacked out, and the other one might work. And good luck. I just, oh boy.
Yeah, so just a quick update for you Windows users. If you think that maybe your computer just, or if you think that it's a you problem, it's not. It's your computer. Don't feel bad about yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, it's not your fault. Now, to Windows, to Microsoft. I need you guys to get your act together. Guys, come on. We're putting out bad updates, update after update. Granted, your top competitor is doing the same thing with some of their all other softwares, but not on Mac. I don't remember the last time I had a bad Mac update.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
lied.
know.
The second I updated to iOS 26, they took away my Launchpad and I cried. But aside from that, like physically in the software, there's nothing wrong with the software. Aside from the fact that they took away my
Yes.
Launchpad. Apple, please put my Launchpad back in. I'm begging you. It was the greatest thing to ever happen to me. I cannot live without Launchpad. Please, Craig Federighi, I'm begging you. Please, the macOS software and development team, I need my Launchpad back. I don't know how to get to any of my apps. I'm struggling. I just really need it back, please.
I agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now, let me just point this out to you guys. You probably have not seen this bug in Windows 11 yet because this is an inside channel discovery, which means this is like people like me that have access to Windows 11 features and updates that are not to the public release channel yet. So, people like us, you should be thankful for because what we do is when we get, it's not just because we get it first. We're not trying to be those people. We're trying to help Windows make sure that it's polished and ready to go for release channel for everybody else. So the insiders did catch this bug before it went mainstream. So sometimes this gets pushed a little sooner to certain people, so you might have seen this, but the majority of people are not going to see this, thankfully, and hopefully they pull this update immediately to fix that little bug. Now, here's the thing. Now, I'll say this about Windows. When you talk about an operating system, see, when Apple makes an operating system, it's for which hardware? Apple designed and
Apple.
made hardware. And they work together with a hardware team and software team to make a wonderful experience. Microsoft has to make an operating system for thousands of different devices, right?
It's
So
true.
it's not a simple process to make it flawless. I get that. I know I kind of bash them a little bit, but here's the thing. What I'll say is this. This is why things like the Inside channel is made because now we can help them test this because it's near impossible for them to test every single piece of hardware. They have a good majority of things to test it, but not like everything. So this is why it's crucial for people like us to test this for them to help that, because without this, it would be a disaster for the public users, and it'd be even a worse OS than it kind of already is. So give them a little bit of slack when it comes to that, because that has got to be an insane amount of headaches to make an operating system update or a KB update that doesn't break certain things. Now, should they do a little better with R&D? Yes,
Probably.
they should. But at the same time, it's
You are
also
the
if it's
R&D.
caught. We are. I mean, it really is. That's just how it is. Because who better to have a different wide range of products to test on than us? Because that would require Microsoft to have essentially every computer type that uses Windows in different variations of those products to make that almost flawless. And that's just not feasible as a company. You're going to spend billions of dollars just to do something like that. So this is why we see issues like this, because of just the vast amount of hardware that's out there. And this is a complete software thing. This is not a hardware issue at all. This is all software. What I'll say is, give them a little bit of slack, please. Now, we talked about a lot of things that were kind of not good. We started with some good stuff, then we went to some bad topics. Now, here's what I want to talk about, Kwesi.
We're going to worse. No, I'm joking.
No, we're going to go to, well, I mean, it depends
God.
on what you classify as worse. And Kwesi is going to bring us up, but I want you guys to kind of put in the comments what you think the average American, not average, the total American body, what happened here? Oh, there you go. He's just on the screen. Spent on Black Friday.
Oh, this is the wrong thing.
Oh, you know what?
We have
I'm
one
in the
more
wrong
topic,
order.
Adam.
No, I'm in the wrong order, I think. What you're on is it too. But I was going to lean into that too. So our last topic is, how much do you think Americans spent on Black Friday in 2025? So think of that.
$5.
Put some comments in there, and we're going to disclose what Adobe tells us, which is an odd company to tell us this, after this next topic.
Guys,
Okay,
$50 says it was at least $5. That's a bet I can't lose, you know what I mean?
You just can't. You just absolutely can't. Okay, so Kwesi's going to bring up the next topic really quick. Actually, it's my topic.
So,
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
Feel
sorry.
free.
It's been one of those days. It started bad. Okay.
You're okay, Adam.
So, as you probably have noticed, RAM prices are egregious right now. I mean, you can buy almost a Mac Mini for the price of RAM. It's sad. It's awful. The price of RAM are so bad, now it's affecting sales for motherboards, because you're not going to buy a new kit to build a computer without a motherboard. You're just not. It's required, right? So now we're seeing almost, it's halted half of the motherboard sales now. That's a huge number of sales drop because of this RAM increase. What is going on? This is insane, Kwesi. Inflation's hitting us hard right now. Oh, man. I know Kwesi probably was on the market to buy a whole new board, but people are that have Windows.
I was definitely going to do that. I actually got it last week, fun fact. All of a sudden, I'm building a computer.
Yeah.
To try and beat my Mac.
Well, that's
I'm of course lying. I don't need a computer to beat my Mac. Like I was thinking about getting I was thinking about building a low end PC earlier this year, so I could play games. Like, because Steam doesn't want to put, or actually, I shouldn't say Steam. Developers on Steam don't really want to port everything to Mac. And I was like, you know what? That's really unfair. But if I want to play the game, somebody's going to have to bend the knee. And the billion-dollar corporation is not going to bend the knee to me. So I was going to build a computer over the summer. But then, I don't know what happened. But I ended up waiting. And now I have a PlayStation as well. And the PlayStation come back with me. Like, I brought it here to California. But because there's already an Xbox here, the PlayStation can come back with me. And the PlayStation is actually mine. It's not anything I have to share with my siblings. Like, I'm enjoying myself. You know, gaming in the apartment is gaming in the apartment. Some nights I stay up bedtime. My bedtime is usually like 10 p.m. It's not. Let me pause right there. Nobody's inflicting a bedtime on me. I'm a grown man who just decides to be in bed by 10. I just put that out there. But I'm having entirely too much fun, and I at this point in my life, I don't need a Windows computer or anything Windows or anything Microsoft at the moment, which is crazy to say because Gamepad. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent here. Let me stop. I
It's
don't
okay.
know
It's okay.
where I just took that conversation.
But anyway, we're seeing increase of or decrease in sales of motherboards because of this RAM increase, and I have seen prices where they're almost a grand for like a 32 gig DDR5 kit. That's insane. So I would
A
hold,
grand?
and that's during the Black Friday and Cyber Monday times,
Oh
guys.
no,
What?
no, we've lost the plot. It's all over.
It's
Lost the plot.
awful. So hold
Wait, I
off on
actually
RAM
can't hear you. I don't know what's
purchases.
going on.
I'm
Give me
not
one
muted,
second. I
so
think it. Yeah, it switched my thing. One
okay,
second, Adam. Just continue the conversation. I'm gonna be back in like 20 seconds.
okay. So yes, we're seeing those increases with RAM just causing major issues. Now we're going to see CPUs next, for sure, because well, you kind of have to
Hmm.
have CPUs as well. So
I agree.
now, now you all probably were thinking in your heads how much you will spend on Black Friday, right? And Quasi already sees this topic, and so have I. But we have Adobe mentioning, which I never thought Adobe did this, but Adobe has a service where they basically um, give analytics for retailers of just overall trends in sales and stuff like that. So, Quasi, what's that number that
Hey, so
people spent
actually,
on
fun
Black
fact: I
Friday?
swear I saw a graph earlier today, but there's no graph, so I'm just gonna take that off the screen. Um, you know, it was a little bit more than $50. It was like 11 billion. Oh, sorry, that's not even accurate. 11.8 billion, so close to 12
Almost
billion.
12.
Just a
Man,
little bit more than $50.
I did see a huge amount of deals for Black Friday
Dude.
this year.
And
And I
it's Cyber
was
Monday. The deals are still going on.
I know, but here's the thing: the budget, Quasi, is not letting me get what I want to get. I know
Who are you
there's like I
telling?
gotta get gifts. There's just expenses, you know.
I already
So you
know.
know what? It's a good test to self control. Is what I'm
I
gonna
gotta say,
say.
I saw a
I'm choosing
MacBook
not to
Air
purchase these for self
for
control.
two
It's
hundred
not a
dollars
budget.
off.
It's not a budget. It's just self control. That's what it is.
Who
Okay,
needs that?
that's a lie.
Self control's for losers, Adam. Just
I did
cave,
buy a
buy
couple
it.
things.
Actually, don't buy it because I don't want you to go to the wife and be like, Quasi told me this was a great idea. I can't, I
Oh, I'm not
can't, I
supposed to
can't
say
do that.
that.
No, absolutely
Oh,
not. No,
okay.
don't say that.
Let's start with you, Quasi. What did you purchase for Black Friday?
Okay, so this year
I'll tell you
I
mine.
kind of let you guys down. So one of them is my app as my product of the week. So I'm just gonna get that out of the way now. So here's how it went down. It was Black Friday, right? I was talking to my dad, right? I said something about clap activated lights, right? And he was like, no.
Clap.
Yeah. He was
Ooh.
like, no, those are terrible. You got to go get these lights, right? And then he showed me like a Philips Hue light bulb, right? And I was like,
Philips Hughes.
Dad, I'm not paying X amount of money for a light bulb, right? So I ended up finding something similar. It's called the Line Kid light bulb. It's a smart light bulb that I will be trying on the day I get back. It's already been delivered to the school, so I will be
Nice.
putting these in, and I'm gonna let you guys know how it is. The main point was I wanted something that I could turn off the lights without getting out of bed, and this product aims to solve that. So that's unfortunately that's the only physical product I purchased aside from that PlayStation
That's
5
it.
controller that I bought last week on the same deal. Um, Everything else was digital, right? I
Okay.
may or may
Which is
not
still
have bought
deals.
7 different games.
7. Oh, let me guess which platform.
You'll never guess.
PlayStation.
Ah, you got me. You got me.
Quasi.
Okay.
It seems to me like you're on a trend. Like you're going from an Xbox player to like a Sony PS5 player, and you're forgetting that there's Xbox that still increases possession, and that it's just begging you to come back to
fine.
it, and
Dude.
you're just abandoning it. Like it's like Harry Potter's parents right now. Okay, that's how it feels. Not the parent side, but like the Harry Potter side. You shut them into a closet, the lights off, and you get to see that your cousin eat a great meal, and you get some scraps. That's how it feels right now, Quasi. Okay, just like
you gotta understand. Somebody on my Xbox app texted me yesterday. They were like, "Yo, you trying to hop on 2K?" But I don't have 2K25 anymore. I'm on 26, and I'm on a completely different console.
So you don't have 26 on Xbox?
I do not have 26 on Xbox.
Are you going
I could have bought it.
Xbox?
It was on a crazy deal. Absolutely not. Why would I pay for the same game twice?
Well, here's why. Is it cross-platform or no?
It is cross-platform, so it just doesn't make sense.
I was gonna say, like, okay, your Xbox players will probably want you to play with them.
Yeah, but I bought Madden. I bought college football. I bought Spider-Man. I bought FC26, but we're gonna call it FIFA because I'm not a loser who doesn't remember the golden age. Bought God of War, and there were 2 others I can't remember. I'll probably need to go through my PlayStation library to figure them out. But the sum total was above what I should have spent. Let me put it like that.
I bought some digital things too. Some games, just not that many.
Ooh, I also bought
Spider-Man.
a lot of ice cream. Spider-Man's awesome, dude. Spider-Man's so awesome. Spider-Man's so awesome.
I had the first one on my Steam Deck, which runs great. I've been playing that just a little bit. And I bought Miles Morales. And that was like $20. Usually 60.
It's usually like 40. Wait, hold on. It probably is usually 60. Let me see. Miles Morales.
I think it's more than
game
40.
Price 50. It's $50.
Okay. Well, that's still a huge savings. So
insane.
I was gonna get Spider-Man 2, but the deal wasn't really a deal. For on Steam, it was $47 instead of $60.
I bought it for $31 total, like with tax and everything.
It'll be on sale. Plus, I gotta still finish the first Spider-Man and Miles Morales. I have a lot to do.
It only takes about 27 hours. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I just wish I had that time.
I don't know where I found that time. Like, actually, I do, because it was the week after we got out of football, and I just.
Okay.
I was free for once.
I also purchased a lighting kit. I do photography and a new stand for my phone and camera if I have that. I mean, I have one, but I can't find the top part that holds my phone. Now, you would think I'd just buy the top part again, right? But this is a deal that was really, really good, and it's rated really high, and I have a big lighting kit. I had some lights, but they weren't as bright as I wanted them to be. And these are just going to be that filler gap. It has a little case with it too, which is nice. So I can keep them safe. So I got that. I got the wife her Christmas gift on Black Friday deal through the weekend.
Can't say what it is though, because she listens to the podcast.
No, can't say yet what that is. But I also purchased. Let me think here. That is about. That's about it. It's just that stuff. I bought stuff today, but it wasn't like a great discount for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It was just stuff like hair gel, and that's basically what it was. Okay, so that's what I got. So,
wait,
I
Adam,
used some birthday money to get
week
that.
Here in a second.
Ooh.
Or not app of the week, your product of the week. Sorry.
I do.
Just like while we're on the topic of products.
I found this on TikTok Shop, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this out. You know, I'm trying to use healthier products, more natural than full of crap for my body. And one of the things I used, and I tried it, is the Knobs. It's No BS toothpaste. Now, you think it's no BS isn't, the phrase you think of in your head.
No French
It's no
word?
bad stuff. It's no bad stuff. So that means. So it's toothpaste that does not have any fluoride. I don't like fluoride. It's actually class 1 or 2 carcinogen according to Europe. So, I don't really want that in my body. So I choose not to use fluoride. And this has no fluoride. It's a little tablet, basically almost like a pill you chew. And you just not rinse, but you get your toothbrush wet and you just use it. I'm telling you, this is the most delicious and satisfying toothpaste I've ever used in my entire life. And when I say the ratings for this is super high, if it was a Rotten Tomatoes score, it'd be 99.2%. How people don't get along as a whole, as a human race? I don't think anybody's tried this that has tried it and said, I'd rather eat dirt. No one's saying that. It's so good. It's so good.
Think that's a little bit extreme, but
I think so too, but no one's saying that. So if that's the case, if the common population is saying that it's that good, I want to try it. So actually, no BS, on my TikTok shop, the TikTok page, sent me some samples. And of course, I dropped the whole container and ruined all of it. So that was nice. That's in a glass container. I mean, the tablets were there, but I'm like, there's going to be glass shards in these somehow. I'm going to cut my mouth and be like the Joker. I'm not going to do all that stuff, So I didn't do that. And I bought my own, and now I buy it, that's what me and my wife both use. And there's a version for kids that's actually like a paste, and that's what we gave my daughter, and she likes that too. And there's no harsh chemicals. It's all pretty much natural, and I love it. So that's my product of the week. It's no BS toothpaste, and links in the description below too. If you want to try it out.
Well, that sounds great, Adam. So it's time for app of the week, and can I just have you go first? Because my app of the week comes with a story.
Okay. My app of the week is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna let you know my app of the week changed recently from what I sent you, unfortunately. So I'll send you the stuff to update that, or actually I'll just swap the link later.
Yeah, I got to update the descriptions anyway because I have my own wrong link too, so it's okay.
Oh, nice.
Mine's 1Password, and I'm not sure if I might use this before, but if so, I'm giving another shout out. I love 1Password. I've used it ever since Apple had this in the keynote once, and I think Apple uses this still at Apple Corporation, and we use it here at work too. I love this app, and I've been using it for a while. I'm trying to get my wife to use it, and she just won't. That's a sad thing, but maybe I'll convince her soon. But anyway, this is where I store my passwords. It's super secure, super wonderful, and I've never heard, to this day, some security breach with 1Password. I mean, their encryption's super high. It's like AES 256-bit, I think, and then it's even higher than that in some cases. But I just love this app because here's the thing. Don't want to remember passwords. I don't want to get to a point where I know a password for getting to a website because it needs to be so secure and strong that I don't want that to be something I know in my head. So I will have this app make a password for me. It's like 35 characters if I can do this. And then it's just going to fill in for me with an app that's in the browser or in the app on my phone, and that's just going to do it all for me. It's just so... It's like a peaceful moment in time where you can just, I'm going to see his Face ID or my fingerprint if you have an older phone, and just, I'm into it. It fills it in for you. You don't have to worry about that. It's a seamless experience, and I love 1Password. And this is not a sponsor. I wish they were. I didn't reach out to them because they're phenomenal. But like LastPass, Dash, like they all get hacked about twice a year. So I never get LastPass. I'm sorry, their app might be great, but they just can't get together. They just can't do it. So mine's 1Password. Okay.
So Adam, what was it? Saturday, I was out feeding the homeless, right?
Okay.
And
wow, great job, Quasey.
I'm not saying that to get props or anything, but
no, that's a great thing.
I had a great time. I was out there socializing with them, having a great time. It was a church event, and we were doing our thing, right? Afterwards, someone's at the door. 1 second, Adam.
Un momento, por favor.
I'm recording my podcast.
We'll cut this part out.
What time is she leaving? Oh, interesting. Guys, it appears my cousin has already left.
Okay, we'll cut that part out.
Okay, well, most definitely. Anyway, we were at feeding the homeless, right? And afterwards, we had been doing this for like 4 hours, so obviously people were hungry, right? So we get into the car, and my little brother goes, "Hey mom, I have a gift card. Let's go to Burger King," right? Oh, cool. My mom sends him. He's like, "Yeah, I got everybody. Okay, go do you, little bro."
What
right?
gift card did he get to get everybody?
Well,
that's a big purchase.
Adam, he really only had himself. So I ended up going into Burger King and spending about $90, right? And as a result, the Burger King app is my app of the week. Because while I spent an egregious amount of money, I got a lot of rewards points for it. And
they gave crowns, right?
Granted, there would have been more points if we had gotten McDonald's.
Okay.
But now I get a free Whopper. You know what I mean? And
I like Burger King.
As much as I dislike the Whopper, I don't dislike the Whopper at all. So
it's so good.
I'm not complaining.
Tell me it's not good. It's really good.
It's a great burger. I don't know how to describe what I like about it, but it's probably the bun.
Lame.
I think I like the bun more than anything.
That's like the most.
I think they have some of the best buns. Pause.
Really? It's a good bun, but it's not like the best.
No,
it's not
like,
a brioche bun. Brioche bun's the best.
What else do you get? A cinnamon seed bun? A cinnamon seed? A sesame? Does the Big Mac have a sesame seed bun? I don't know.
Oh, just a little bit off there.
Wait,
sesame seed
Big Mac bun.
Also sesame seed.
Oh, okay, so it is also sesame seed, but it's significantly worse.
What's
I don't
smaller
like the
too?
Big Mac.
Like McDonald's.
Ooh, I can't stand what you on that. But I'll repeat, I don't really like the Big Mac.
It does not taste bad. I just know how unhealthy it is. Now I know Burger King is not the best, right? But they also have Quasi. Did you get when you were there the Hershey pie?
No, I was trying to conserve.
You went to Burger King and spent $90, and none of that went to Hershey pie. Are you kidding me?
None of it. I can actually read you everything I purchased
before you leave. Before you leave your current state that you're in, please get the Hershey pie. Have you ever had before at all from Burger King? What is it that you do?
I don't go to Burger King.
What is it that you do? Racy, it's not that big, first off. It's really tiny. But I will tell you this much. It's worth the trip just to go there. Even if you have to walk there. In the snow.
It's in the snow. It's a bit of a...
I'm just saying, it's worth it. It's that good. Trust me on this. You're not even, you have to sit down when your first bite. It's that good. Because your legs will start to shake. It's just, it's a whole experience. Trust me. It's so good. Okay. Anyway, that's pretty much it, right? We're just now over an hour.
Well, we could do one more thing.
Yes, we can do that. Yes.
But unfortunately, the only thing I can tell you guys that I haven't mentioned yet is that on Thanksgiving I only got to 6 plates, not 9.
6, and I texted Quasi.
I
got no response. None.
Hey, let me tell you something.
I'm like, okay.
You texted
he's with his family. I'll give him a pass.
I was trying to fight a food coma. There was no amount of I tried to respond. I opened the message. That's about as far as I got. I was fighting.
Yeah, I saw it was red, and that was
fighting off a food coma.
And it was done. He was done.
I was struggling.
Mine wasn't as good. My Thanksgiving was a little bit unplanned bad. That's not a good phrase to say, I guess, but we had plans to go to my grandparents' house to have Thanksgiving, which we usually do every year. It's a fun time. We played dominoes. I either win or get destroying dominoes. But that was the plan, right? And Wednesday, my grandma starts to feel like a cold coming on. And Thursday morning, when we call her to get like all prepped to go over there, she's like, "Hey guys, we can't come here today at all." I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" She's like, "I have like a sore throat. I woke up feeling like crap. The scientists are going crazy, so I'm gonna have to like just cancel Thanksgiving for my house." I said, "Oh." When I first said, and it shouldn't be the first thing I said, but the first thing I said was, "You're only saying this to avoid getting destroyed dominoes." I should have said, "How are you feeling, Grandma?" But I didn't say that. I said that, and she laughed. No. It was fun still, but
no, I thought you were saying that's something you should have said. I didn't know you actually said that. That's crazy.
No, I really did say that. I absolutely said that on the phone. You can ask her yourself. It's something I said. But she got a laugh out of it. It was fine. So we ended up with what we made, just ate at our house, and we kind of just, my birthday was kind of turned down a little bit because of that, because, it's something we enjoy as a family. And because of this sickness, I get, we don't want to spread that. I just got kind of over I still have a little bit of science stuff, and my dad got sick too at the same time. So it was like a whole thing where like it wasn't fun. And then we got all this snow over the weekend. That was like for here, Quasi, 6 to 9 inches of snow. Come back. Gosh, it sucked. Okay, but they got rid of most of it already, right?
I hope so. It's there. If my plane slides off the runway as we're landing, I might get very upset. I might get violently upset.
And if they need help getting that off the runway, I have a flamethrower now, so I did see that. Use that. Wasn't that? That's
awesome.
Yeah, that was so.
That's
good.
So awesome. Like, I want a flamethrower now. It's so awesome.
It's just the sound that it makes. It sounds like a beast roaring, like kind of like that the whole time. Now that doesn't make it any better than anything else. I'm just saying, that's just like I don't need a snow shovel anymore. If I'm on a sidewalk and there's ice, I'm just gonna mow it. Get rid of it. That's what I want to do with it so bad. I actually might do it tonight because I want to try it out. But anyway, that was kind of my stuff. I mean, I had a long week. I worked on the house and had the whole week off of work and stuff. And like I said, it was fun, but I want to get more done at the house. We had some complications with the toilet. I'll tell you that story too. So when we bought this house, there was a big leak upstairs bathroom with a toilet. And we just couldn't figure out why. We kept changing out the wax seal. We tied it down more. We found that when we turn it over, after we emptied all the water, by the way, there's a huge crack in like where the wire comes down to the actual seal. And this is why it's been leaking for this many years that this house has been, in place. And like it leaks so bad, it's coming through the downstairs bathroom's tiles, right? Oof. So we finally got that toilet out there, got a different one in place. And now it seems to be working a lot better. And, that was a big thing. So, like, that took us like a day and a half to figure this out. And it shouldn't have. But it did. So, we got delayed getting some things done in the house. But, we're to a point where we're getting a little further. But it's so, like, do not think for a second when you watch DIY channels. And they, like, rehab an entire house. DIY, do it yourself.
DIY. Never mind.
Did I say it wrong?
You said DYA. I was like, what's DYA?
Oh, yeah. DYI. Sorry. Confused. But when you see these networks and like, oh, we're going to just fix an entire house on the weekend, right? And you see like the host, hammer 2 nails and tear off like one piece of board. And then, it's all done on Sunday. There's a crew of like 50 people in the back that you don't see do the rest of the work. So like if you think to yourself, I'm going to buy a fixer-upper and, fix it up and then move into it, it will take you far longer than you think it will take to get it done. I don't care if you work in construction. I don't care if you have the willpower at the time. What will happen is this. If it's your full-time thing, okay, maybe you can get it done. But if you work at another job, right, you're like, okay, I'm done for work day. It was a long day at work. I'm mentally drained, whatever. The first thing your mind's not going to do is, I cannot wait to work on this house. It's not going to happen. So you will have that like, okay, I got to get stuff done. And I want to do some free time stuff. And I want to help with the family things. I want to do this, da, 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 da. you will have just overload in your brain. And that's what's happened to me. So, like, I want to get it done. Yes. I'm working on it. Yes. But I'm also learning at the same time that I'm working on it. I'm not an expert in this stuff. So, like, there's that delay. And I wish in my head it would be a lot faster, but it's just not. So just know, for the people that have this thing in mind, you know, it's okay. We're like a room in your house, right, to refab that. But, like, to do the whole thing, it's going to make you go insane unless you have a whole crew helping you. And I used to have that. And now I have one person besides my dad, so 2 people.
Ooh.
Not enough for what we're doing. It's not. So we're struggling a little bit, but we're making it through. So,
well, if I can help in any way, just
the
let
cost,
me know.
Quasi, we went to. I don't even want to say the place because I'm not happy with them. And the cost to get some new.
What's the M1?
That's the one. Menards.
Yes, I knew that.
Let me go off and rant Menards, Quasi, and try this one day. You cannot walk into a Menards and get past the little, like, Subway counter things, right? That's what they have, and shop and leave in less than an hour. You can try. There's some time warp device they have. When you walk in, they spray some stuff, the Menards smell, I call it. And you just cannot, if you want to. It's not that they delay you at the register. Okay, you can get a line there, but before you even get to register, you've been there for almost 2 hours. You're like, what happened? And you know what's awful is going to Menards with your dad. And he's like a construction, fix things guy. It's like me, you walk into a Best Buy, you know, and like, oh, all the stuff we can see, tack. When your dad goes into a store that has far more things for projects and different things, that's why I brought my PSP and Game Boy and played most of my Pokemon, because I tell you what, it was the only time where I would see my Game Boy die because I was there for so long. Like, we almost could have spent a New Year's there because I felt like we were there for so long. So I'm trying to say is this. When we went there last, we spent over $2,000 on like less than 10 sheets of drywall, some components and electrical equipment for some plugs, and we got some drywall mud. The cart was barely full. Our big cart for the thing. Yes. Why is it so much money? It's like we're
just
not.
Find a way to get it yourself. Just.
Yeah, it's like the price to do that stuff is so expensive. Imagine if I was doing myself. Like, seriously.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, because you think that, like, a contractor is going to just charge their retail price? No.
Heavens forbid.
No. Even if, like, their labor paid for all their stuff. No, they're going to upcharge that too. So, like, that's also a huge thing. So it's like all this expenses, all this time. I mean, but I'll tell you what. There's one person. I'll say his first name. His name is Troy. I think you know him at work.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he's
not from
awesome,
work.
dude.
I know him from I guess I did meet him when I was working.
So he's a big, like, he can fix almost anything. It's just he's a cool dude, wonderful, awesome dude. He's like,
oh, I can confirm. Go ahead. I broke a controller. Adam sent me to Troy. Troy fixed the controller.
Seriously?
He's so awesome.
He's not even an engineer like that, but he just figures it out. Anyway, he told me, he said, I know it's hard, and even for me it's hard doing things like this sometimes. But when you're done, you look at this whole thing as a project and you're like, man, I did this. And I'm like, man, that really set home for me, because it's a hard thing. But you can say, some people will just pay someone to do this, right? Because of convenience or whatever. But if you can say to yourself, I did this, my friends, my family, my dad, whatever, that is a whole new experience that not many people get to do anymore. I'm like, you know what? That really sets home. So that's what I'm going to be able to say once I finally get this house done and move in. And I told the wife this. When we move in and this house is done, for that very week, I am doing nothing. I'm going to relax to my heart's content for an entire week. I'm not
Sure
working
will.
on anything for projects. I'm going to relax. My tools are going to be put into a safe and locked away with the key thrown away. It's going to be just. So I'm not sure if that's going to actually happen or not. But that's what I told my wife. So we'll see. Because it's just a lot of work and it's just a lot of free time going away. But it's got to get done. I know. I know this. I know there's a lot of slacking in my part, but with sickness and just long weeks of work and just kind of need to relax. That was all. So that's my one more thing segment, I guess. So just some inspirational quotes and just so you know, DIY is not always as simple as you think it is.
This is true. Hey, so just one more thing before we wrap it up. I remember the last time I came from California, I told you all that In-N-Out Burger was absolutely horrendous, absolutely garbage, the worst thing I've ever eaten. Today I will be going back to In-N-Out Burger.
Same
I'm
location?
Go give a second opinion. No, we're going to the one closer to this house this time. The first one was closer to the hotel. This one is closer to this house. It gets another chance.
I hope it's better for you. Yeah, like
if I go
when
in
I
there
had
and
it,
it's still the same dog water food, I'm just not eating it.
when I went there, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was like I'm eating a burger and some fries and a drink. Like I didn't think it was all that. It was kind of small. It was like a little bigger for me than a slider from White Castle. Like it wasn't that big. Like it was kind of tiny. And I will say the lettuce and tomato that was on it was good. Cheese was okay. But the burger was just like standard burger 2.0.
Literally.
I don't know.
The fries were garbage.
Yeah, the fries
Sorry, I just
for
hate
me
the
were.
fries.
Yeah, they weren't salted correctly. They were kind of like, what's the word I want to use? Just they weren't strong in the sense. They were kind of just like floppy in the tray and like the fry container that they were in was happy that they were gone.
Dude, who you telling? Anyway, I think it's because we didn't try animal style. I'm gonna go get animal style fries today.
You mean beef tallow fries?
No, animal style. It's like it's got the little sauce that everybody talks about on it.
So why have nobody that I have ever met in my life has ever said that until I heard that right now.
Oh,
This could change my whole experience at In-N-Out, and no one said this. Was I supposed to just know this? It's just supposed to be common knowledge? Like, if you sneeze, you can't breathe for a little bit? Like, no one tells me this stuff.
It also,
why?
So let me
I'm
just screen share here.
Ill-informed.
This is what we're looking at. It looks like it could be great. It's got caramelized onions, the sauce, some cheese.
Caramelized. See, I hate onions.
Hey, so I hate onions too. I was just going to take them off. That's what I was going to do.
Crazy. It looks like that's like going to be very hard to do with that.
No, like you can tell them before you put the stuff.
Okay, I thought you were saying like, okay, I'm going to order it with it on there and then have the awful experience taking them off.
No, I'm just going to tell them beforehand.
It's just, okay, here's another little tangent. I cannot stand when someone says this phrase, I will have unsweetened tea.
Ooh, stop. Pause.
Hold up. Hold up. Here's why.
Tea? For what?
You cannot. It doesn't exist, okay? You can't take sweet tea and unsweeten it.
No,
that's
sometimes
diabolical.
they make the tea and then they don't sweeten it.
No, I know. What I'm saying is,
so bad.
If you don't want sweet tea, it's just plain tea.
Yeah,
don't say I want unsweetened. That's diabolical. You can't do that. No one makes sweet tea with the intention of unsweetening it. That's not how life works. Just ask for plain tea. And if you say I want unsweetened tea in the South, be prepared to be put on death row. Here's a quick story. I was in Tennessee on the way going somewhere else, and I witnessed a person out loud saying to the waitress at a diner in the South, I want unsweetened tea. The first response, I am not even kidding, she went, huh? And she said it again. And then The way she looked at the chef, like she in mid-sentence, she left the kitchen, and what I can only assume told the chef to call the FBI and the cops and SWAT team because this person's not American, and came back and said, "Do you mean plain tea?" So when this was said, it got clicked in my head. You can't get unsweetened tea. Stop saying that. It's just plain tea. They can make tea without sugar, but you cannot unsweeten tea. That should be against the law. That's what it should be.
That's a little bit far, but
no, here's why. You cannot unsweeten tea. Just say plain tea. I'm not saying you cannot have tea without sugar. I'm saying it's plain. It's not unsweetened. That phrase makes me, I just hate it. It's probably the thing I hate the most in my life. I can't stand it.
Really?
It's above bad drivers. That's how much I hate it.
It's above bad drivers?
Yes.
Oh.
You know why? Because at least that exists.
That's deep.
Unsweetened tea does not exist. It's just plain. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Oh, I can't stand that so much. It makes you like, I have went up to people that are random people and said that doesn't exist. And they look at me weird. I'm like, it's just plain tea. Just say I want plain tea. You don't say I want unsweetened Coke. You get Diet Coke or Coke Zero, whatever it's called, right?
First
it's not unsweetened Coke.
Can I just say, if anyone ever asks for unsweetened Coke,
well, that's the thing, though. It's just
call
Diet
the police.
Coke.
You're not safe. Well, it's not.
Yes, I know.
It's not unsweetened. Diet Coke still has artificial sweeteners in it. Coke Zero has artificial sweeteners in it.
Yeah, but there's no sugar.
Okay.
That's the whole thing, right? It's just the no sugar part, I think, right?
No, if someone asks me for unsweetened Coke,
yeah,
I'm thinking they're talking about cocaine. There's no other way.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a thing. I can't stand it, though. Like, this unsweetened tea thing needs to stop. It's just, as a community of Earth, let's just abolish that phrase and use plain tea instead. Because I'll tell you this much. Every person will know, even if they are 4 months old, that plain tea has no sugar.
Mm.
Can we agree on that?
I think it is common knowledge.
Unsweetened is a phrase that someone in a mental ward probably said when they are learning how to use words again. And they said it wrong. That's all I gotta say. Maybe this is going too far, but as a person, we can do better as a human race if we just don't say unsweetened. That's all I gotta say.
Right. Well, thank you all for listening to that tangent. Guys, again, subscribe. I know I say that and then I look at you crazy. Well, guys, please. I really need subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's only got like 70. Guys, give me to 1,000, please. I'll never ask for anything again.
Yeah, we need to get some YouTube views and subscribers because, it's we're kind of struggling a little bit on some views and stuff, but we still have some listeners that are coming every week, and we appreciate that. We can't forget about them.
Yeah, but you guys are awesome.
We want some more, but just tell your grandpa or something. Listen to this podcast because maybe he'll learn about tech this week, right?
Yeah, maybe Gramps won't need you to return on the Wi-Fi afterwards. Maybe.
I mean, or he's like, oh, this thing I did not know exists now is happening. I should probably get this now. I don't know. Like, maybe he'll just do that. Maybe Grandpa will buy the very light bulbs that Quace talked about today.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Because he'll just be able to turn it off from his phone.
As much as it's hard for Quace to get up in a comfortable state, Gramps has a much difficult state to get up out of bed that he's comfortable in and go turn off the kitchen light. Now he can get his newly acquired smartphone and turn off or do the little clap thing. I don't know. And now it's easier for him too. He's had a whole life of hard. Now his life a little bit easier.
Make his life that much easier.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for listening. I know we went off a lot of things today. And if you have any comments or questions,
or concerns, I'd like to hear your concerns as well.
Yes, please let us know in the comments. And let me know what you think about sweet tea and unsweetened tea as well. I'd like to hear what you guys want to know about that. I get so mad about that. Anyway, thanks, guys, for everything that you do. And thanks for subscribing and listening to us every week. Have a fantastic week and a phenomenal Cyber Monday. We'll see you next week, guys.
All right, see you next week.